how I see it is this way, right? We make decisions, right? And the problem is that we can't handle those consequences at times. We make certain decisions, but sometimes we don't think things through, and we don't uh, know how to handle those consequences. Okay, that's what it is. And sometimes people go through that and they flip out, right? Whether it's becoming a new mother or becoming a father before their time, or uh, anything that has extremely long-term consequences, and they flip out, like Ghislaine Maxwell is flipping out right now. Ghislaine Maxwell barricaded herself in prison conference room, feds say. Ghislaine Maxwell used a cart of full legal documents to barricade herself inside a conference room at a Brooklyn lockup, causing a security threat. Prosecutors have alleged Maxwell, Jeffrey Epstein's alleged madam, has been allowed to meet with her lawyers in a virtual teleconference room at the Metropolitan Detention Center ahead of her trial on charges that she groomed underage rape victims for the dead pedophile. But at one of the meetings, Maxwell used a cart to hold legal documents to barricade the door to the VTC room, thereby preventing the MDC staff from being able to access the room. Manhattan federal prosecutors alleged in a letter to a judge Monday, because of the security threat posed, the defendant is no longer permitted to bring the cart into the room. The letter continued, noting that Maxwell can now only take in what she can carry for the hours-long weekday meetings. The 59-year-old British socialite lawyer, Bobby Sternheim, fired back in a letter Tuesday, accusing the prosecutors of being unable to resist the opportunity to gratuitously cast Ghislaine Maxwell in a negative light, while it defends the Metropolitan Detention Center at all costs, regardless of the facts. You gotta give it to these lawyers who are able to just spin lies and know their client's guilty as hell, to just negate the fact that she's freaking out because she is going to die in prison. Period. She's going to die in prison, either of old age, or she may get taken out like Jeffrey Epstein was taken out. If you believe Jeffrey Epstein, died of natural causes, I got a bridge in Brooklyn to sell you. Sternheim denied this client used the cart to block access to the room and claimed that the prosecutors made it an issue, whenever it was, to justify the restriction placed on the amount of legal materials Ms. Maxwell can bring into the VTC room on any given day, the letter said. Sternheim further claimed that the rules constantly change on what legally materials Maxwell can access depending on the rotation of guards, which affects the defense's productivity and compromises Ms. Maxwell's ability to prepare for trial. Manhattan federal judge Allison Nathan told Maxwell's lawyer to notify the court if they have any issues communicating with their client. But in the meantime, the court remains confident that Ms. Maxwell is fully able to communicate with her defense counsel and to prepare for trial, Nathan wrote in an order from Wednesday. Maxwell pled not guilty to an 8-count indictment, including sex trafficking charges. If convicted at the trial, which is set for late November, she faces up to 80 years behind bars. This is why she's freaking out. Maxwell's lawyers have repeatedly sought to have her released on bail, which Nathan has denied each time. Steinheim did not immediately return a request for comment. So that's the thing, man. I mean, this is what's happening. She's about to face those harsh consequences. You're not going to be sipping tea and crumpets or living the high socialite life anymore. You are going to spend a long, long time in prison. And the fact of the matter is, she could end up facing being assaulted by females who have suffered sexual abuse, and which is why that trauma has led them to be in jail, because they refuse to get treated for it. And you, madam, are the one that has traumatized young victims. So they're going to look at you as a way to, take out their frustration and anger. This is something, man. This is something. And for a defense lawyer to protect a client that you know is guilty like this, I don't know. I don't know, but she may end up getting the Epstein treatment. She may not even make it to trial or finish her sentence, that 80-year sentence, if she really starts talking. All right. Tell me what you think about this. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Later.